What is up, New World? Just Game Master Coaching here, plopping out another New World money making video for you guys. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this video, if it's too long and I need to shorten it, or if I need to go in more depth on a specific topic. Just let me know down there. And in the beginning of this video, I'm going to talk about the things that you're going to need to do before you can start making money using this method. What gear, how to get that gear where it's at, and the sheet that I use to do that. And then also the charms and everything like that are also in that sheet. But I'm going to go over that in the beginning part of this video, some extra stuff in there as well. The middle part of this video is going to be about the harvesting route that I use. If I need to get a little extra XP and stuff like that, I'm talking about that in the middle of the video. I'll be talking about making best in slot tools and what that looks like to actually make those, what charms to use. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys what I get from the Aptitude boxes, what you guys can expect. And then also the prices that I'm selling my tools for, and what price I need to sell them for to make money. And then also selling the best in slot or the Lego muskets, blunderbuss, anything that I can make with engineering. I'll show you guys kind of what that looks like towards the end of the video and what kind of money I'm making out of that. But all in all, let's get started. All right, before we start this out, I will try and put a link somewhere up here about the armor crafting video. If you guys haven't caught it, this is going to be huge for you guys to make money from that. That's where this is coming into play. And the RNG spots of like, did you roll squirming vines or whatever, those spots will be filled up with this engineering spot. So knowing that is going to be crucial, and also it's going to give you a lot of Asmodium and runic leather to be able to do some of these BIS tool crafts and BIS engineering weapons crafts. So that's going to be huge. And then I always get my glittering ebony cooldown. Glittering ebony, my Asmodium, and then the golden scarab route, and I have that somewhere in here too, and if I can, I'll put that up here. But if not, it's in my videos somewhere, and I'll try to put a link in the description. But I always do those every single day, so that's going to be the next thing. Whenever I spend 30k in armoring, doing this armoring making method, I end up having almost all the Asmodium I need to make tools or some type of weapon. If it might leave me a little short, and I'll just buy a couple, or I'll use the infused fragments and to actually get that Asmodium. But that's what I end up doing, spend about 30k doing that, get the money back, have tons of Asmodium left over, and then I'll buy the leftover Asmodium. And then the next things that you're going to need to start doing is saving up 100 Asmodium, 20 runic leather, and 30 glittering ebony, and that's going to be for your first BIS tools to start selling. And that'll be the beginning of your craft to start making money. And I'll go a little more in depth in that here in a second. But the next thing, so that you can actually make those tools, you're going to need your trophies. And with your trophies, I spent a lot of time this past week. That's why it's taken so long for me to actually make a video doing furnishing. And I did it the wrong way, making drums. But somebody told me about the seafoam rug. So if you guys want to see that furnishing information, what I rolled, what I got on my boxes, let me know in the description below, and I'll make sure and post that video. And then the next thing after trophies that you're going to need is your armor, all of your armor that you will need to be able to start crafting engineering weapons level 600. And to get that, I actually have a tab here for that. It's in the gear tab. This gear tab actually shows you the locations of all the pieces. You can obviously buy these on the market as well, but if you don't have the money, you can get this by going out and fighting these bosses. I think it's best in groups of 3, at least 600, I would say. But usually with that, especially if you have a healer, you can kill all of those mobs fairly easily. So that's the armor that you will need, and then you'll also need a food buff, and is herb crusted vegetables for that engineering food buff. You can buy that on the market pretty cheaply. And that is going to be the startup for this. And if you have all of this, you are going to be in the clear to be able to make quite a bit of cash. So I will share with you guys what I do in the next pack. All right, in this section, I wanted to kind of run you guys what you'll be doing and then how you do it. So starting off, I have some routes if you are tight on money or you want to get some of these levels and try out some of these aptitude boxes, up to you. But I do this. I use these routes for either getting thwarting strikes for in the future whenever I do weaponsmithing, or I do this so that I can get like a little bit extra XP whenever I'm doing these best in slot or Lego rolls. Just using those to kind of put me over the edge so I can get some of these boxes. But what I end up doing, I have 3 different collection routes that I use. One of them, I get Ori and Wyrdwood from that route, and I'll put on mining luck armor, and then my trophies and everything like that, and I'll get a ton of cinnabar and tolvium and that I can use to just chunk in there, and then a bunch of Ori ore that I'll end up using. The cinnabar and tolvium I'll usually use for XP, and then the Ori ore I'll end up changing it into Orichalcum ingots and then just selling it on the market. And then the second route is for just star metal, and that's again if you're wanting to get the Orichalcum up to Orichalcum ingots. And then the last one is an Ironwood route, and that I put on full logging luck gear. I have all my luck trophies, and I usually I use food too while I log, but usually in a full duration of the food I'll end up getting 2 thwarting strikes out of that, and a ton of ironwood, barbed vine, and wildwood that I can use to make bows or spears to help me level that as well. So those are the 3 routes that I'll use. If you guys want an in-depth like look into them or which ones I use, just hit me up in the comments below and I'll try and make a quick video of it, so you guys kind of get an idea. Also, there's a thing on Overwolf that you can share your location and your route, so if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know too. To get the most bang for your buck, you'll end up going to these expedition replicas. You'll scroll down to the 160, 180 ones, and in this you'll have these engineering weapons like the hatchet that gives you engineering XP, or the spear that you can come in here, and then also the same thing at the engineering table, but it requires you to get these dungeon pieces. And for me, if you're doing this, the best dungeon that I've seen that drops these is Tempest Heart. But so if you're trying to get your engineering to 200 and you're having to use Orichalcum and stuff, I would suggest going for these dungeon replicas to get to 200 first. And then also to fill in the gaps whenever you want to get your aptitude boxes, you'll be doing the same type of thing. And I also put these mats inside of the engineering. Let's see if we can see it. I put in here all the dungeon mats down at the bottom, how much they cost. You'll have to put in how many you have, obviously, in the quantity, put them in the light blue, but there's also the price here. So you'll put in the price as well on your server, and then it'll pop out the total cost for the weapon that you're crafting, and if it's worth it or not to craft it. Some of these are pretty cheap, like 35 gold is going to definitely be worth it for me to buy, because it cost me way more than 35 gold to make these. So the closer that you get to how much it's costing, obviously, is less profit, so then you'll stop. But that's that. And then if it's not profitable, I'll go to the Tempest Heart dungeon, and that's kind of what I do for that. But that is the pre-leveling, and then the in-between leveling of getting your aptitude boxes and kind of what that looks like. So the Orichalcum ingots I'll sell. The drops of ironwood sap, if I get too many of them, I'll sell them, because it only takes 1 per Lego roll. So if you get more than 10, you probably don't need that many, because I've been doing Lego rolls for about 10, and that's been a good thing for me. But I sell the drops of ironwood sap if I don't need them. Sell the ironwood planks whenever I make them all the way up, and the Orichalcum ingots whenever I make them all the way up, and then I'll use the barbed vine, the luck mats pretty much that you get from those. I use those to craft XP. And then the next thing that you will start doing is you will start saving for 150 Asmodium, 20 runic leather, 30 glittering ebony, and then you can start rolling muskets or whatever it is for if you're wanting to roll blunderbusses or spears or whatever. Just find out what is actually the best priced on your market. That's going to probably be your one to go through. Right now the meta is pretty musket heavy in our server, so I was like, I'm just going to do muskets. So I threw this up here. This is to roll best in slot muskets. You got your Asmodeum Glittering Ebony, Runic Leather, Wrath Leather Beads, Timeless Musket Shard, Golden Scarab, Smoldering Weapon Shard, your Pristine Animal Claw, for all that stuff. And then I put how much they're kind of going for on the market, like high BIS to low grade BIS. Obviously low grade BIS is what I rolled, and that's like Vorpal. High grade BIS is like enchanted. So you'd have like the Smoldering Weapon Shard, the Attunement, the Kingly Jagged, and then Enchanted or something like that would be something that went for a higher price. So just check those on your market. You can type those in the filter, those specific attributes, to figure out how much those muskets or whatever are going for on your server. But this is what you will be doing. I put up at the top how many you make. You can fill that in. Everything that you can fill in, or you should fill in, if you would like to see the results of it, are in blue. So it starts out with the very top, which is how many you want to make. I put 10 in there, and it kind of pumped out all the numbers for 10, and then how many you have. So you throw in the number of Asmodeum, Glittering Ebony, all these things that you have. It will tell you how many you need left in the column to the right of that, and then about how much it's going to cost you to make those muskets. So you can see how much it's going to cost you to make it, how much you put into it as a whole. If you just put I have 0 on all of them, it will tell you the combined total cost of what those look like. So that's rolling those. I rolled 3 total. One of them was like a throwaway perk. The 2 that I got, one of them sold for 25k. I was going to put the other one up for 25k, but somebody in our company actually needed a musket, so I went ahead and gave it to him for a golden scarab. So, but it would have made me 50k, and I spent 30 just on the muskets, and I think I rolled some freedom and stuff from the armoring as well. So I was definitely not in the behind whenever I started doing this. So this is a huge way for you to even whenever you don't roll big on your armory aptitude boxes, if you can use your Asmodeum and all your stuff that you're getting from your boxes to actually put into your BIS tools or your BIS musket, it's going to help you out massively. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys is the BIS tools. This is the BIS tools. This shows you pretty much the same thing as the BIS musket. It gives you the crafting number up at the top. You can fill that in. It's got everything else that you need for. I was crafting 10 at a time as well on these. So 10 Asmodeum, 10 Glittering Ebony, 10 Runic Leather times 10 for crafting 10 of those. And then it kind of just plops out how much it's going to cost and everything like that. So this is the best in slot engineering tool side of things. And then what I did on these, I have the charms that I use down at the bottom right. I haven't filled them all in. I will do that over the course of the next few weeks and let you guys kind of know a percentage of what I got out of the different charms. But so far, this is what I got. Whenever you're doing a lumberjacking axe, you want to have the luck charm on it. Whenever you have a miner's pick, you want to have the yield charm on it. And then those have been my results for the botanist charm, and then also for the skinning charm. I so far enjoy the star metal, the luck charm for your harvesting sickle, but I will update that and give you guys percentages. So that is for crafting your best in slot tools. If you put all of the I have on whichever one you're crafting to 0, you're actually going to be able to see the total cost of the axe itself for rolling 10 axes. And right now it shows 19.5 for me. So 20k. The base I want to sell a logging axe is probably 10k. So probably more than that, so I can make profit. And right now on the market, it's selling for 11k. So if I roll 2, 11k is a decent offer. But if I only roll 1, I definitely don't want that. And you can kind of do that with each tool and see which one is the best for you in your market. And that is best in slot tools. This is the rolling for best in slot muskets. All the way to the right, if you put all the total have to 0, it'll tell you the total price. So that's the total cost for me to make 10 muskets. But the fun part about this is when I put in what I got from my armor crafting boxes. So let's just say I got 120 Asmo. Right now I have I have way more than 20 runic leather. Some of the timeless shards, like the musket timeless shard and the blunderbuss timeless shard, if you are getting your engineering aptitude crates, you get a lot of those timeless shards out of there. So if these shards are really expensive for you, right here it takes away like almost 8k because of how many I have to get. The more that you do the armory or you do the aptitude boxes, the more of these you'll get as well. But that's just something else. I had a couple of those. I always get my golden scarabs. It's just money that I'll usually wait like 3-4 days and I have all the golden scarabs I need for this. So that's kind of what that looks like for me, at least. And I have a video of that on my channel. So if you guys need that, it's on there. Smoldering weapon shards, I just bought them. And then pristine animal claws, I already had them. They're pretty easy to get if you just go kill wolves. But 18k. So 18k is like the money I would have to spend to invest to get something out of this. So whenever I rolled these blunderbusses, 10 of them, I got 3 Legos, but one of the Legos were just garbage. So 2 Legos that I could sell on the bottom end, but I sold them both for 25k, and so that's 50k, and it only cost me 18k to actually make them. So I was up quite a bit after using this with my armor crafting. What you'll end up doing is you can go to buy and type in the perks that you're using. So flame attunement and keenly jagged. If you want to sell them, you can, because they're usually pretty expensive. And then if you keep them, I might have a use for them in a later video with Arcana, but I'm not sure yet. So you will also get some timeless engineering shards, so like the blunderbuss and the musket, and some other engineering timeless shards that you can use to end up doing these best in slot crafts in the future. So you'll get those at Apt boxes. You'll obviously get the glittering ebony, the Asmodium and runic leather from these aptitude boxes as well, so that's additive. All in all, that's kind of what you'll be getting out of all of this. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys take this stuff and run with it. It has taken me lots of hours to come to the conclusion of figuring out how to do all this, so I am glad that I get to share it with you guys. Hope this helps you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.